Mahaparivacharan. Home-cooked desserts from their own houses. During one particular Diwali, we had a host of delicacies. My mother made puri and srikhand, a popular dish in Maharashtra made from strained yogurt and sugar. My aunt from Mysore made kishmish kheer and a rice-based main course called bisimela anna, while the other aunt made groundnut-based sweets such as a jaggery-based tricky chikki and ball-shaped laddus. As children, my cousins and I had plenty of fun eating them back in the car. I realized for the first time that all the sisters had absorbed something from the area that they had lived in. Despite their physical proximity, the food in each household was so diverse. I couldn't help but wonder how exciting the food really must be in different regions of India. I thought of paneer, pizza, cheese dosas, and the Indian Chinese food. They must have originated the same way. Who really said that India is a country? It is a continent, culturally vibrant, diverse in food, and yet distinctly Indian at heart. Bombay to Bangalore. It was the beginning of summer. I was boarding the Udayan Express at Gulbarga railway station. My destination was Bangalore. As I boarded the train, I saw that the second-class compartment was jam-packed with people. Though compartment was reserved, there were many unauthorized people in it. This side of Karnataka is popularly known as Hyderabad, Karnataka, since the Nizam of Hyderabad once ruled this area. There is scarcity of water here, which makes the land dry, and the farmers cannot grow anything during summer. Hence, many poor farmers and landless laborers from Hyderabad, Karnataka, immigrate to Bangalore and other big cities during the summer for jobs in construction. They return their homes in the rainy season to cultivate their land. This was April, so the train compartment was particularly crowded. I sat down and was pushed to the corner of the berth. Though it was meant for 3 people, there were already 6 of us sitting on it. I looked around and saw students who were eager to come to Bangalore and explore different options to enhance their careers. There were merchants who were talking about what goods to order from Bangalore. Some government officers, though, were criticizing Gulbarga. What a place staying here is impossible because of the heat. No wonder people call this as a punishment transfer. The ticket collector came in and started checking people's ticket and reservations. It was difficult to guess who had a ticket and who had a reservation. Some people had tickets but no reservation. This was an overnight train and people needed sleeper berths, but they were limited in number. People who did not have a reserved berth were begging the ticket collector to accommodate them. Somehow, it was next to impossible for him to listen to everyone. With his eagle eye, he easily located people who did not have a ticket. People without tickets were pleading, "Sir, the previous train was cancelled. We had a reservation on that train. It is not our fault. We don't want to pay for this ticket again." Another person was begging him, "Sir, I was late to station and there was a big queue. I didn't have time to buy a ticket, so I got into this compartment." The collector must have read the Bhagavad Gita thoroughly. He remained calm while listening to their stories and kept issuing new tickets for ticketless passengers. Suddenly, he looked in my direction and asked, "What about your ticket?" "I have already shown my ticket to you," I said. "Not you, ma'am. The girl hiding below your berth. Hey, come out. Where is your ticket?" I realized that someone was sitting below my bed. When the collector yelled at her, the girl came out of hiding. She was thin, dark, scared, and looked like she has been crying profusely. She must have been about 13 or 14 years old. She had uncombed hair and was dressed in a torn skirt and blouse. She was trembling and folded both her hands. The collector asked again, "Who are you? From which station did you get on? Where are you going? I can issue a full ticket for you with a fine." The girl did not reply. The collector was getting very angry. Since he had been dealing with the countless ticket passengers, he took out his anger on this little girl. "I know all your runaways," he shouted. "You take a free ride in trains and cause tremendous problem. You neither reply to my questions nor pay for your ticket. I have to answer to my bosses." The girl still did not say anything. The people around the girl were not bothered at all and went about their business. Some were counting the money for their ticket, and some were getting ready to get on at Wall Junction, the next stop. People on the top berth were preparing to sleep, and the others were busy with their dinner. This was something unusual for me because I had never seen such a situation in my vast experience of a social work. The girl stood quietly as if she had not heard anything. The collector caught hold of her arms and told her to get on at the next station. "I will hand you over to the police myself. They will put you in an orphanage," he said. "It is not my headache. Get on at Vadi." The girl did not move. The collector started forcibly pulling her out from the compartment. Suddenly, I had a strange feeling. I stood up and called out to the collector. "Sir, I will pay for her ticket," I said. "It is getting dark. I don't want a young girl on the platform at this time. The collector raised his eyebrows and looked at me. He smiled and said, Ma'am, it's very kind of you to offer to buy her a ticket, but I have seen many children like her. They get in at one station, then get off at the next and board another train. They beg to or travel to their destination without a ticket. This is not an exceptional case. Why do you want to waste your money? She will not travel even with a ticket. She may leave if you just give her some money. I looked out of the compartment. The train was approaching Wadi Junction and the platform lights were bright. Vendors of tea, juice and food were running towards the train. It was dark. My heart did not accept the collector's advice, and I always listened to my heart. What the collector said might be true, but what would I lose just for a few hundred rupees? Sir, that's fine. I will pay for her ticket anyway, I said. I asked the girl, will you tell me where you want to go? The girl looked at me with a disbelief. It was at this moment that I noticed her beautiful dark eyes, which were grief-stricken. She did not say a word. The collector smiled and said, I told you, ma'am, experience is the best teacher. He turned to the girl and said, get down. Then he looked at me and said, ma'am, if you have her, give her 10 rupees. She will be much happier with that than the ticket. I did not listen to him. I told the collector to give me a ticket to the last destination, Bangalore, so that the girl could get on wherever she wanted. The collector looked at me again and said, but she won't get a berth and you will have to a penalty. I quietly opened my purse. The collector continued, if you want to pay, then you should pay for the ticket from the train's starting point. The train originated from Bombay, VT and terminated in Bangalore. I paid up quietly. The collector issued the ticket and left in disdain. The girl was left standing in the same position. I asked my fellow passengers to move and give the girl some space to sit down because she now held a valid ticket. They moved very reluctantly. Then I asked the girl to sit on the seat, but she did not. Why I insisted, she sat down on the floor. I did not know where to start the conversation. I ordered a meal for her, and when the dinner box came, she held it in her hands but did not eat. I failed to persuade her to eat or talk. Finally, I gave the ticket to her and said, look, I don't know what's on your mind since you refuse to talk to me. So, here is a ticket. You can get on wherever you want to. Mahaparivar Charanam.